State agencies are facing growing criticism for waiting to go public after leaks, spills, or other types of contamination.
The concern was highlighted last month after the Environmental Protection Agency criticized the state for not doing enough to notify people impacted by nitrate pollution.
And as investigative reporter Ryan Ray shows us tonight, it's the latest example of the state being criticized for holding back details when it comes to our water.
After a leak at the nuclear energy plant in Monticello.
Radioactive waste.
It happened back in November.
Contaminated groundwater.
Have a town meeting, have something, keep the people informed.
And now, polluted wells.
The information should be available. It shouldn't be something people have to ask for it.
When something's wrong with the water in the land of 10,000 lakes, when do the people get to know?
Knowledge is power. And I don't think they want people to have that power.
In southeastern Minnesota, people like Andrew Votava say it's about time.
It's not surprising. I mean, they had to step in.
They being the federal government, stepping in amid growing concerns that thousands of families are drinking unsafe water. The Environmental Protection Agency telling the state to do what many say is long overdue. Alert residents, offer bottled water, and find a solution. If not, the EPA warned it will consider exercising our independent emergency and enforcement authorities, according to this stern letter sent last month to 3 state agencies involved.
It's contaminating people to where now we have an imminent health risk.
It's not the first time the state waited to tell the public about a leak or spill.
Part of the problem is the more information people have, the more questions they'll ask.
Mark Tuso spent nearly 30 years at the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. He sued them in 2021 over transparency concerns and how it handled petroleum leak sites. MPCA settled last year for more than $150,000, but admitted no wrongdoing.
Do you think your lawsuit had any impact on how MPCA operates?
Unfortunately, I don't think it did, because I see the same things going on now that happened when I was working there.
There's a huge deficiency in this.
Critics like Jeff Broberg see it as an alarming trend that goes against the very mission of state regulators.
What they're failing to recognize is perception is the reality. And if you don't have the data, if you don't have the information, the knowledge, the tools, how can you orientate yourself to make a decision to keep your family safe?
Broberg is a geologist and environmental consultant and says the DNR waited months to tell the public when Enbridge ruptured an aquifer during Line 3 construction, releasing millions of gallons of water. The DNR said it couldn't release any details due to an active investigation. But after pushback and more breaches, it started alerting the public.
Concealing that information is not helping us.
Last month, 5 investigators reported on high levels of a dangerous chemical in the groundwater, where a BNSF train derailed and spilled ethanol this past spring in southwest Minnesota.
We have every right to know.
We learned about it through public records, but nobody told the town.
What's your reaction to that?
I'm not surprised.
MPCA said its role is to oversee BNSF's response and reiterated there is currently no risk to the public. They said the same thing after another leak earlier this year at a nuclear power plant.
The public didn't get the notice until yesterday.
When Xcel Energy's power plant in Monticello started leaking radioactive waste, state regulators stayed silent for nearly 4 months.
It would have been nice to know since we live right next to the power plant.
The MPCA previously defended its decision to hold off on telling the community, saying it needed more time to understand the extent of the leak. But internal emails later showed that an MPCA official was concerned about the waste getting into the Mississippi River.
I think 4 months after learning that is too late.
Freshman lawmaker Christy Purcell remembers the day she found out after a committee meeting at the state capitol.
We were asked to stay in the room. They turned off the cameras and the microphones and asked everyone else to leave and sort of gave us a briefing about the tritiated water leak at the Xcel Energy plant in Monticello. And we said, oh my gosh, when was this detected? Why didn't we know for 4 months?
Purcell says that delay is why she wants to bring back the MPCA Citizens Board for more oversight.
Without the board, these voices and communities will be silenced.
We were there when it was abolished in 2015.
It's hard once something goes away to bring it back, but I'm willing to keep at it.
In the meantime, critics hope state agencies take lessons from the past.
We have 6 state agencies working on water resources, and now they don't want to talk about it because we're revealing the failure.
The state agencies that are now working with the EPA on the nitrate contamination in southeast Minnesota say they are committed to developing a plan to identify and contact residents who are impacted. The MPCA declined our request for an interview. A spokesperson said it distributes timely and accurate information when there is a risk to public health or widespread rumors. Guys.
Interesting stuff. Thanks, Ryan.